good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Julia's Novelty Bloomers. Been thinking a lot about Coronation Street recently because I'm a really deep, insightful person who searches for great meanings in life, right? And in spite of having a master's degree in continental philosophy from the University of Warwick, thought I'd get that in there, I am a huge fan of Coronation Street. It's a great show, great characters, witty characters, and yes, very memorable characters. Well, you're thinking recently about Ken Barlow, right? Tracy's stepdad. Because he's the intellectual of the street, right? So how come these children keep popping up, don't they? That he's sired, from the loins of Ken Barlow intellectual, right? Keep popping up, don't they? Pop, 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 pop. It's like something out the clangers. And then they go away again, don't they? They go away for a bit, and then they pop back up again. So Peter, the alcoholic one, pops up for a bit, goes to rehab, pops back down again. Yeah. Daniel, the clever one, pops up for a bit, goes to university, pops back down again, drops out of university, pops back up again. Yeah. So where does Ken find time to spread his seed all over Weatherfield, right? It's obvious, isn't it? They were obviously conceived in Weatherfield Library. I mean, that must have been one very tolerant librarian, right? Though it was the 60s, wasn't it, when they were conceived? So maybe she liked to watch. So, however, they weren't just conceived in the library, right? They were conceived in different sections of the library according to their personalities. So, Tracy Barlow, well, she's not his. She's his stepchild. But if she were his, crime section, definitely, because she murdered her husband, right? Okay, Peter, the alcoholic one, obviously conceived in the self-help section, right? Yeah. Oh, life's bitter ironies, yeah. Now, Daniel, he's the clever one, so obviously he was conceived in the classic literature section, wasn't he? So you can imagine Ken Barlow banging Denise up against the Dostoevsky. By the time they'd finished, Denise had War and Peace imprinted upon her spine in gold lettering. Yeah. And so the other thing I thought was, I think Ken Barlow, he's the kind of organised, he's a little bit OCD, isn't he? It's very organised and tidy in his life. I think he probably categorises his children according to the Dewey classification system, So each of his children have got 3 letters and a code laminated onto their spines. So no need for Ken Barlow to deny paternity then. He just returns them. Yeah. And then I got to thinking about another mythic Coronation Street phenomenon, I suppose you'd call it. The Red Wreck, right? The Red Wreck. Everyone assumes it's spelled R-E-C, don't they? As in recreation ground, right? But I think it's really spelled W-R-E-C-K, okay? And I think it's actually the remains of Elsie Tanner. Only Weatherfield Council have cordoned it off. And all there is a Carmen roller, a hairnet, and some strands of that famous red hair. Yeah. And that's where the kids go to play, on the remains of Elsie Tanner. Thank you for listening to another edition of Julia's Novelty Bloomers. I'll catch you later.